Welcome to WiredToHunt's Whitetail How-Tos, where we provide a step-by-step tutorial for one important deer hunting task.
Whatever state you live in, I don't care if it's Pennsylvania, Michigan, you're down south somewhere. The gun season comes in hot and heavy. You're still sitting on a buck tag. It's a big challenge, but a lot of people kind of give up then on their bow tags. So I kind of make a 3-step plan to just find bucks after the gun season. First thing I do, I usually pull up my onX, even on properties that I'm really familiar with. Where are the places that aren't easy access? Where are the hillsides people probably don't want to climb? Where are the swamps, the cattail sloughs? Where are the spots the deer probably went to hole up? This starts to feed into where do the people come from. Not only do I need to figure out where people were, but I also need to figure out what did that do to the game population. This easy field edge stuff probably got hunted, probably doesn't have a lot of deer left if you're talking really pressured ground. So I started looking at onX and I pieced together some of those spots. But the important part of this on finding bucks after the gun season has gone through is covering ground. And I'm talking covering ground as soon as that gun season is over. I've had a few experiences where I've gone out bow hunting right after the gun season, or I've just gone out scouting, and I've learned so much about where the concentrations of deer are once the gun season has ended. When you kind of have that rough plan laid in place, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna look for a couple of things. The first thing I'm gonna look for is deer sign. At this point of the season when you're like, I'm gonna try to fill this tag, rub scrapes, those are cool, but really what I wanna see are fresh tracks. If you're in a state where you're gonna get some snow, that makes it a hell of a lot easier to find those concentrations. You might not have that, so what I'm looking for are pounded trails. I'm looking for obviously fresh deer tracks that are concentrated in different areas. The second thing I'm looking for, and this might seem stupid, are deer. Deer get into this position during gun season where they go back to hunker down mode. We always hear these stories about the buck that laid down and let you walk right past them. I think that they really lean on that strategy heavily because it doesn't do them any good in a lot of these places to be running all over the countryside. And it's because they go back to that default mode that to just lay down and let danger go by. These deer know where to go do that. And so when you start getting into these thicker spots, you might dang near have to step on them to get them to move. Those sightings, hear a deer running away or see a deer run away, if it happened right after the gun season ended, that tells you you're onto one of those little sanctuaries. Even if most of the pressure is gone, they don't recover from that gun season very fast in a lot of places. They seem to stay really cagey. You've got that piece of information. You can use that right now, setting up your late season bow plan. And you can use it next year if you want to gun hunt, because you'll know when the pressure hits, they're probably going to end up in those spots. It's probably one of the more valuable times I spend scouting, but it's one of those things like you kind of got to get on it quick before that late season pattern kicks in and things change a little bit. Because if you do it right after the gun season ends, you have a really good chance of figuring out what those deer do to feel safe when it's the most dangerous time for them. That's super important to you as a hunter. If you want more whitetail hunting advice, please listen to the WiredToHunt podcast and the WiredToHunt Foundation's podcast, and we'll give you everything you needed to hear about deer.